It was a gloomy, rainy day. The views were not as spectacular and shiny as they would have been on a sunny one. Yet the magic of Machu Picchu was perhaps even enhanced by the low clouds. The aura of mystery and spirituality seemed to permeate the air and each of the stones, millions of them, that make this unique place. The invaders, led by Francisco Pizarro, never got here. If they had, they would have destroyed it the same way they did with all other Inca monuments and buildings. Machu Picchu would be now made of churches and monasteries, built on the foundations and with the stones so carefully and painfully laid by the Inca builders. The splendor of these walls and streets and their profound, mysterious meanings would have been lost forever. Fortunately, the conquistadors and their missionary friends, only driven by their insatiable thirst for gold, silver, and souls, did not look up. They missed this splendid pearl, perched on a peak 400 meters above the roaring Urubamba Valley below, leaving it to posterity to enjoy. The village, built during the 15th century, likely was a sort of a retreat vacation place for the Emperor Pacachuti and his court of high priests and astronomers. The latter in particular seem to have had a very prominent influence on how the settlement was laid. All high places, in fact, appear to have been observatories where local features and faraway peaks and valleys would make the sun rays project on special spots at each change of season, spring in particular. When the Spanish invasion of the west side of the continent started around 1530, the citadel of Machu Picchu had not been finished yet, and mysteriously it was quickly abandoned. There is a possibility that a smallpox epidemic brought by the invaders may have contributed to its demise. It lay dormant and virtually intact, with only a few local people knowing of its existence. Roofs made of perishable materials collapsed, while the jungle gradually covered most of the buildings and terraces. Then, in 1911, Pablito Alvarez, an 11-year-old Quechua boy, led the American archaeologist Hiram Bingham, who was doing research in the area, to the site, thus revealing it to the world. 100 years later, Machu Picchu continues to attract scientists, archaeologists, and ordinary people who marvel at the beauty and perfection of the site and wonder how people who never learned to write were capable of the mathematical sophistications required to understand and trace the movements of planets and stars.